Okay, listen to me carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is gonna upset a lot of people. But I don't care because it's the absolute truth. And this is something that desperately needs to be said in the world right now. We're living in a world right now where men and women are completely confused about what they actually are at their core level, about what their natural roles should be, about what they want from each other on a deep biological and psychological level. Society has fed both of you absolutely massive lies. Lies about who you are as a person. Lies about your actual value in the marketplace and in relationships. Lies about what makes you genuinely attractive and appealing to the opposite sex. And I'm gonna break down the reality the way nature intended it, the way evolution shaped us over millions of years of human development, not the way the culture wants you to think, not the way the media wants you to believe it. The fundamental problem with modern relationships, the core issue that's destroying families and creating dysfunction everywhere we look, is that everyone's trying desperately to deny basic biology. Everyone's trying to deny millions of years of evolutionary development and adaptation. People try to convince you that men and women are exactly the same, that you should want identical things, that you should perform the same roles in society, that you should have identical nervous systems and instincts and desires. But that's not reality. That's pure fantasy. That's a complete and utter lie that's been sold to us. I've spent my entire life studying human behavior, understanding what makes people tick, understanding the deep psychology of attraction and relationships and gender dynamics. And the truth is brutally simple and undeniable. Men and women are fundamentally different at every single level of their being. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually the most beautiful thing that exists on this planet. The complementary nature of masculine and feminine is extraordinary. But modern society has somehow managed to turn it into a problem instead of celebrating it. Here's what you absolutely need to understand at the deepest level. A woman's body is biologically and physiologically designed to nurture life, to receive, to create life, to carry life inside her body for 9 months. Her nervous system is more sensitive, more receptive, more responsive to environmental cues and emotional stimuli. Her instincts are finely tuned to security, to protection, and to the safety and well-being of her offspring. This isn't a weakness. This is sophisticated biology. This is how nature designed her for a reason. A woman's intuition is sharper because her brain processes emotions differently. Her ability to read people is more acute because she's evolved to read subtle cues. Her capacity for emotional intelligence is higher. A man's body is designed to protect, to provide, to conquer challenges, to explore territories, to build things, to defend against threats, to push boundaries and limits. His nervous system is wired for risk-taking, for dominance, for achievement, for building things that last and create value. These are complementary systems. They're not the same, they're opposite in many ways, but they're supposed to work together in harmony and balance. But what's happened in the last 50 years is catastrophic. It's been a social experiment that's failing everywhere. Women have been told they need to act like men to be valuable, that their natural instincts are weak, that their desire to nurture is oppressive, that their need for security is pathetic. Meanwhile, men have been told their natural masculine instinct is toxic, that their desire to lead is controlling, that their drive to achieve is selfish. So everyone's confused, frustrated, angry, miserable. The suicide rate is through the roof. Male suicide is epidemic. Depression is reaching all-time highs. Relationships are failing at record rates. Divorces are skyrocketing. Children are growing up without fathers. Women are burning out. Men are lost. And it's because we've tried to erase fundamental biological differences. Let me tell you something most people won't admit. Most men today have absolutely no idea what a woman actually wants. They think they do because they've been fed a narrative, but they're getting it completely wrong. A woman doesn't want an overly gentle man who tries to understand her feelings every moment of every day. That repels her. What a woman actually wants biologically is a man who's confident enough to lead, a man who knows what he wants, a man who doesn't ask permission, a man who doesn't need her approval to make decisions, a man with his own mission, his own goals, his own purpose that's bigger than her. And when a real man shows up with that presence, a woman's entire body responds. Her nervous system aligns, her hormones shift. She becomes softer, more feminine, more receptive. It's automatic, it's biology. But men today have been taught that being confident is arrogance, that leadership is oppression. So they've become weak, and weak men don't attract anyone. I've seen this 1,000 times. A guy comes to me and says, "I've been nice to her. I've been respectful. I've listened to all her problems. I've bought her things. I've sacrificed everything. And she left me for some guy who treats her like garbage." Of course she did. Because what you were doing wasn't attractive. You were desperate, and desperation is repulsive. Women can smell it. Their radar is insanely accurate. They can sense whether you genuinely don't care about validation or whether you're faking it. And most men are faking it. Now let's talk about female behavior in the modern world. Women have been given everything they asked for. They can vote, they can work, they can own businesses, they can study anything, they can pursue any career. And yet they're more unhappy than ever. It's because freedom without responsibility is chaos. A woman naturally wants security and structure. Her biology makes her want to follow a strong leader. Her body is literally wired to want to surrender to a man who can handle things. But society told her that wanting those things makes her weak. So she's out here trying to be the leader, trying to handle all the pressure, trying to carry all the weight. And it's exhausting her. I'm not saying this to be mean. It's objective truth. Watch a woman with a man who actually leads. Watch her when she doesn't have to make all the decisions. She's happy, she's relaxed, she's genuinely feminine, she's glowing, she's at peace. But watch her trying to do it all alone, competing with men on men's terms. She's stressed, aggressive, defensive, exhausted, and she hates herself for it. The fundamental problem is modern culture has tried to erase the differences between men and women. But you can't erase biology. You can't erase millions of years of evolution. You can only deny it, and denial creates dysfunction. Let me give you concrete examples. Men are biologically bigger. Men are biologically stronger. Men have more muscle mass. This isn't opinion. It's measurable fact. The fastest woman cannot run as fast as the fastest man. The strongest woman cannot lift as much as the strongest man. A woman's bone density is different. Her hormone profile is different. So when we pretend men and women are the same physically, we're living in a lie. And that lie affects everything. It affects relationships, parenting, the workplace, society at every level. Women will tell you they want equality, and they do in terms of opportunity and respect. But they don't actually want to compete on men's physical terms. A woman's power isn't physical, it's psychological. It's in her ability to nurture, to create, to inspire, to influence through connection. When a woman operates from that place, she's unstoppable. But we've told her that's not enough. We've told her she needs to be like a man. So she's trying to beat men at their own game. And she's gonna lose, because that's not her game. Here's what I know about attraction. It has nothing to do with being nice. It has everything to do with being a man who has his own life, his own standards, his own boundaries. When you have those things, when you're genuinely not desperate for her, when you're not trying to convince her you're worth her time, that's when she becomes attracted to you. Because attraction isn't logical, it's biological, it's hardwired. A woman's body responds to a man who's a challenge, who's confident, who's willing to walk away, not because he's mean, but because he respects himself. I've coached thousands of men, and the ones who change their lives are the ones who stop trying to be attractive and start being actual men. They get their lives together. They set goals and pursue them relentlessly. They develop real skills. They build wealth and security. They take care of their bodies. They develop a vision, and women are magnetized to that. They can't help it. It's hardwired. Now let me talk about hypergamy and why it matters. Women are biologically programmed to seek out the best possible mate available to them. They're always scanning, always evaluating, always looking for someone better than what they currently have. Someone stronger physically and mentally, someone more capable and competent, someone with more status and resources, someone with more security to offer. This isn't a personality flaw or a moral failing. This is raw survival instinct. This is evolutionary biology at work. For most of human history, millions of years of evolution, a woman's survival and the survival of her children depended directly on finding the strongest possible man who could protect her and provide resources for her and her offspring. So her instincts are finely tuned to that selection process. But modern women are profoundly confused because they're told to ignore those instincts. They're told that looking for a strong man is shallow and materialistic, that wanting security and provision is pathetic and beneath them, that desiring a capable provider is outdated and unnecessary. So they suppress it, they fight it, they try to deny it, but it's still there. It's still operating at a subconscious level, and it's making them deeply miserable because they're denying their own nature. I see women all the time who will intellectually say they want a sensitive, communicative, emotionally available guy who understands their feelings. But watch where they're actually attracted to in real life. Watch who they actually pursue and pursue them back. It's confident guys. It's guys with status and resources. It's guys who know what they want and aren't asking for permission. There's a massive contradiction there, a huge gap between what they consciously think they want and what their body actually responds to biologically. If you want to be attractive to women, you need to understand what they actually respond to. Not what they say, what they actually respond to. And that's a man who's centered in himself. A man with his own mission that's bigger than her. A man who isn't desperate for her validation. A man who can give attention without needing it back equally. A man who can disappoint her and not fall apart. A man who can walk away. That's attractive. That's what women actually want, even if they'll never admit it. So if you're trying to be the nice guy, trying to figure out what she wants, trying to make her happy, stop. That's not your job. Your job is to be the best version of yourself. Your job is to have your own life so good that she's lucky to be part of it. When you shift into that mindset, everything changes. So if you found real value in what I just said to you, if any of this genuinely resonated with you on a deep level, if it triggered you because you know in your gut it's true, I absolutely need you to do something right now. This is critical. First, hit that like button. Don't just passively watch this video and disappear into the algorithm without leaving any trace. Let me know this message is reaching real human beings who understand its importance. Let me know it actually matters to you. Your like tells me I'm getting through to people who need this. Second, subscribe to this channel immediately if you haven't already, because every single week I'm breaking down the hard truths about real masculinity, about authentic relationships, about genuine attraction, about how to actually build a life that makes you unstoppable and valuable to yourself and others. You need to be part of this community consistently. You need to be getting these messages on a regular basis. Third, turn on that notification bell right now, because when I drop new content, I want you to know immediately. You don't want to miss any of this material. The algorithms are specifically designed to hide this kind of content. Because it's dangerous to the prevailing narrative, so you have to actively choose to be notified. Fourth, share this video with other men right now. Send it to your boys. Send it to guys you know who are struggling, who are lost, who desperately need to hear this message. Because the truth needs to spread widely. The more men who understand what I'm telling you, the more men who wake up and get their lives together and step into their actual power, the stronger our entire society becomes. Do it right now, don't wait. But before you go, before you close this tab and move on, let me be absolutely crystal clear about something really important. I'm not saying women are bad or evil. I'm not saying they're less than men. I'm saying they're fundamentally different. And that difference is something to celebrate and honor with respect, not to erase or deny or try to eliminate, but in order to have genuinely healthy relationships, in order to have functional families that work, in order to have a functioning society that thrives. Men need to actually be men, real men. We need to step into our natural role. We need to lead with confidence and integrity. We need to provide and protect. We need to have vision and direction and purpose. And women need to step into their natural role. They need to receive and trust. They need to nurture and inspire. They need to follow a strong man. When both sides actually do that, when both sides honor their actual nature instead of fighting it and denying it, real magic happens. Real connection happens. Real love, real attraction, real fulfillment. But when men try to be women and women try to be men, everyone's miserable. Everyone loses. The whole thing falls apart and everyone suffers. So this is my final message to you. Get your life together starting today. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, build something meaningful and real that matters. Develop yourself in every single area of your life. Become physically strong and capable. Become mentally tough and resilient. Become financially successful and independent. Become genuinely interesting and knowledgeable about things that matter. Become a man who's so solid, so grounded, so centered, so fulfilled in himself that a woman would be absolutely lucky and honored to be with you, not the other way around. Don't chase women. Don't try to figure them out. Don't ask them what they want. Just be the man worth chasing. Be the man whose life is so good, so compelling, so fulfilling that she wants to be part of it. And I promise you on everything, your entire reality will shift. Everything will change. This is Vark. Now go be the man nature designed you to be. Peace.